All right, we're live.
Is it on STKO?
Yep. All right, where's it at here?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's because it's not going to stream until 9 o'clock.
No.
Here we go. I'm doing it now. There it goes. Now it's public. Now we're live.
Right.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Oh God, now I'm getting the reflex.
There we go. Finally. Took a minute.
Whew.
Got a couple people watching, it looks like. Trying to get this set up that way you guys can see Tyler from Airguns Extreme with me here, since they changed the way live streams go from now on. Since they updated it from the years past, you can't sit here and do Google Hangouts anymore. Excuse me. So the best way we came up with it is you guys get to see one screen with him on it, and I'm live with him on Facebook Messenger right now, video camera chat, and you guys get to sit here and see us talk and ask questions. We definitely got some cool stuff coming up on the boat channels here, especially STK and all about air guns. But if you haven't already, go check out Tyler over at Airguns Extreme. You can see the link right there in the title, the description of the video.
Or if Mike's gonna watch.
I don't know. Trying to see who's all on right now.
Yeah, I wish that was one thing about live stream that you can see for people that don't comment and they're just watching. I wish there was a way you could just see who it is. Because I get a lot of that.
Yep. Yep. You think we should tell them what we've been working on or keep our secrets? I
don't know. I don't know.
That's all right. They'll see it on a video coming up.
Yeah, I got one coming too with it. They're gonna think that me and you are like sponsoring each other, because like the way you just said it was like, should we tell them? It makes it look like we're actually like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like something that we both got at the same time instead of. How many people are watching?
It says just one right now, which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
It's weird because any other Friday, they'd be blowing up the video right now.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are probably not on YouTube at this moment right now.
I don't know. It says on my chart that like right now is prime time of my videos.
You know, it's weird. I just got the notification that you're live.
That's probably why.
Yeah, so they probably, so that's probably why the guy was talking about it, how they do a background before you're actually getting people in. Because that's what the guy said, that you had to get approved to go live. So obviously you probably just got to prove that you can go live. So now the people are probably going to start showing up, because I just got it on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to tell me what that channel was, because unless he had something against him, like, you know, like a strike or something like that, I could see it. But I've never had any issues. Besides, I think I had a strike one time, and I couldn't upload for a week.
It was it was a trapping video or a trapping channel. So maybe that's why, with trapping and that's freaky.
Would you just look at him? Just look at him sitting there.
Yeah, that's what I think. You probably just got approved for it, and obviously that guy was a tracking channel, so you know. He probably did something. I know YouTube doesn't like the blood and all that, so he probably had a little bit of that.
Yep. Does your stream
That's
still say?
why
Oh, no wonder why. There it is, because they started at 9 o'clock. Even though I set it to be public, it still started at 9.
Yeah, so no wonder it just went through at 9 then.
Yeah. So, says, what are we talking about here? Everything and anything. So, if you don't know, I got a good buddy of mine. I've known him for years. Tyler here from Airguns Extreme. His link to his channel is in the description below, as you can see it. Go check out his channel and subscribe to him if you haven't already. Tyler, go ahead and tell everybody what you've been up to lately and how I got you back into air guns and all this and that. Tell them the whole spiel.
Well, basically, I've been doing a lot of prep videos. I want to say, like, videos that I'm basically getting, ready to go live with, and like doing some testing before, like off camera. So for you guys to actually watch, and me and James over there have been talking quite a bit, and we just figured something new out today, and we're going to be posting some videos with that coming up. And I know he was just saying, should we give them it? And I said, nah, let's just wait it out, and then we'll bring it to you guys. But he's been helping me out quite a bit with these air guns, figuring out some pellets and stuff for the guns, the dimensions, all that. And all my air guns right now are tack drivers, and the Gamma Swarm Magnum, you guys all seen before. It's accurate out to 100 yards. So that's what I've been kind of working on, and throwing out some videos here and there. So, yep.
I'm not going to tell them what we did, but I'll tell them this right now, that your guns are shooting just as good, if not better, than a PCP at 50 yards. That's just a little clue that we came up with, and we're not even kidding. The stuff that we found out about air guns, it's something else. And it's actually in one of my videos coming up that's scheduled for Sunday on all about air guns. It is, what we did is the unthinkable, really, when it comes to the air gun world. And both of us, not just me saying I did it or getting it on film, we both did it.
Yep. So basically, STKO or James, basically, like he does the test. He calls me or Snapchats me or whatever, and then I go and do it. So basically, I'm his guy that tests it to see if I could do what he does.
Yep. So we got a question here. I got a Gamma Hunter Elite trying to figure out the right pellet for 177. The thing is with those guns, 177, it's really a hit and miss whether it likes the shorter or longer pellets. Because I know, if I remember right, Gamma makes the 7 grain, like 7.4 grain. They're all like either 7.4 or 7.56 grain 177 cal pellets. And then they have the oddball ones that like the rockets, the what is the other ones, the real long ones, the Gamma silent cats. Excuse me. So I don't know what pellets you tried in it, but my best advice would be to try a shorter pellet or the smallest pellet you can get in 177, and try the longest pellet you can get and see which one starts to perform the best in it. And then you can work your way into like the medium weight pellets of 177 if you can't still get the best accuracy or precision out of the short pellets or the longer pellet. If I could look at everybody's gun, I would, but it's almost impossible to actually look at everybody's gun personally and tell you exactly what pellet to do it. I mean, I could technically do that, but I just don't have the time to meet up with everybody to do it.
Oh boy.
But so what's the best pellet in a Umarex gauntlet? In the past, if it was harmonically tuned, if you mess with that, like adding the grommets on the barrel and stuff like I did, I got the 16 grain air arms to shoot really good. But out of the box, the best pellet that nobody talks about is the 14.35 grain JSBs. That's the ones that they used in the promotional videos when the gauntlet first came out. Nobody said what pellet it was. Every time you see a commenter, you ask, I think it was, what's his name, Rossi? on the air gun. What's that channel?
Yep.
Yeah, what's his name?
American Air Gunner.
That's it, American Air Gunner. Yeah, every time you commented on there saying, "Hey, what pellet did you use?" they'd say 14 grain. That's it. They wouldn't tell you exactly which one.
Yep.
Yep, no problem. You know, the thing is, that's how you really, to me, that's how I could tell now. I mean, I could just look at the pellet and see whether or not it shoot good. Believe it or not, that's how it is. But the best advice I could give to anybody trying to find the pellet for their gun is shoot the shortest pellet you can get, and shoot the longest pellet you can get. And if both of those don't work, then you need to use like a medium length pellet. Because again, I don't know what everybody's used, and you know, it's hard to say exactly. You know, especially if you're shooting off of a previous leaded barrel, you know, that has a harder lead or a softer lead in it. Tyler knows all about that. I had to get him corrected.
No, I totally forgot about it, and it blew right past my mind there, and I ended up calling him up and doing the old-fashioned move and saying, "Hey, my air gun ain't shooting the best," and then he came across and told me, and you know, and now it was just a while that I forgot about it. And after I did that, cleaned it out, man, it was back to one hole again.
And we're talking at 50 yards, guys. This isn't just at 20 yards like you hear everybody else talk about, saying, "Oh, you know, the farthest distance you can shoot a brake barrel accurately is 20 yards." We got our brake barrels, no joke, brake barrels shooting at 50 yards like a PCP. Our groups can be covered by a dime.
Yep.
What's going on, Mike? I seen your new video, man.
Oh, there he is.
I know. Been waiting for him. Keep talking to him, Tyler. I'm gonna get a drink.
All right. So I seen Mike that you had that little call out for the latest video you did, and you were saying that this is a video for that guy. I just actually watched it tonight, and I thought it was pretty good. I was thinking, I mean, I really like that one.
Yeah, aren't you gonna tell him
video?
What's that?
Didn't you see that new video he did?
Oh, at 35 yards with the 25 cal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, geez.
So here's the next question, and I think both of us can answer this, but I'll answer part of it, and I'll let Tyler have his answer too. Do softer pellets like JSB provide superior accuracy to harder pellets like Crossman? The answer is no. Simple answer, and the reason why is it's not the pellet compensation. It's not who makes the pellet. It's not none of that stuff. Believe it or not, it's what matches the barrel, like twist rate ratio, whether it's the weight is spot on or the weight distribution is not. So like, for instance, 22 caliber pellets from Gammo, you know, are 14 grain, but if you look at them up close, they're longer than any other pellet in that category. There you go, Tyler, your turn.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree with that because it's all different, you know.
What I will say about JSB is, and it's not just because it's JSB, but from taking measurements and miking the dimensions of the pellet themselves, they are, how should I say, proportionate to their size. You won't find any other pellet proportionate to that weight size. Like mentioned a minute ago, the Gammo pellets in 22 cal, the standard Gammo. I'm not talking about the aftermarket stuff. I'm talking about the regular Gammo, the old school Gammo pellets that are weighing 14 or 15 grains, and they're 15.4 grains, and they're like one of the longest pellets in 22 cal.
Yep. I could show them a little bit of this, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's just showing them that that's how long the pellets are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we found something that's just.
That's mind blowing for brake barrels.
Yeah. You got that group handy, Tyler?
Do I get the what?
You got that group you shot earlier today at 50 yards with the brake barrel?
Yeah. Where is it? Where did I put it?
Yeah, Mike, 480 feet per second at 25 cal. That's basically lopping the pellets down there. That's not even really shooting them. That's just a leap.
Yeah, that group's actually outside. Oh, wait. Yeah. It's outside, actually. It's on the back stop or the target thing.
Better not ruin that target. That's your prized possession right there. You better get that trophied up. Do I need to shoot hollow points or Hades for blackbirds with a 22 or standard dome work? I mean, it's all about shot placement to begin with. It really doesn't matter what head, because that's another thing that Tyler and I have found out. Half the pellets on the market these days do not even do what they're supposed to do unless you're shooting a gun that's shooting super hot, and most people that don't have those guns.
Yep.
So, like, for instance, talking about 22 cal again, and that's what we expertise in basically is 22 cal. I rarely mess with 177 or anything other than that. I mean, I did dabble into the big bore recently, but that's about it. But back on the topic here, we were shooting the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extremes, and come to find out, your gun has to have over so many joules to begin with to make the pellet expanded work. And then beyond that point, it's kind of pointless. The pellet does nothing. So 40 yards, the pellet out of my, I think it was my Diana Storm Rider, was below the threshold of that 25 joules, and it didn't even expand. And I shot him through my Gammo Swarm Fox, which was what? I can't remember I think it was, what was it, 13 foot-pounds of energy or something like that? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 13.
It's hard to keep track of all the numbers off the top of our head, but the pellet didn't even expand, and I shot 2 squirrels, and I hit one of them, I think, right in the heart during squirrel season, and it fell out of the tree like a rock, but the other one took off running and finally decided to go out and fall off a tree. They're hard with the brake barrel unless you get that precise shot.
Yeah, same thing with the dome pellets I was having early in the season too. I mean,
All right. Wife called. Had to answer the phone. But okay. Factory set screw on the gauntlet trigger long enough. Give a touched trigger. I found it wasn't. I have everything in my gauntlet is factory, and what I did was I have it set because it's one of the best single stage triggers out there, in my opinion. The QB style trigger is one of the best single style triggers. I'm going to try to get Tyler to come down and shoot, or get up there and shoot with Tyler so I could show him, because the QB Chief and the gauntlet trigger is amazing out of the box. But so I did mine. Basically what I did was I screwed it all the way in when the gun went off. Now, I mean, of course, I had it pointed in the safe direction, but I screwed my trigger all the way in and then rotated it back out, a couple turns right when it got there. So, yeah, I mean, mine was long enough. And I have it set just right for me. Let's see, what other question we got here? Pellets are made for high power guns. Yeah, mostly. We did find some pellets that shoot great at lower velocities. Tell them, Tyler, about that one pellet that surprised you big time. There's actually two. I take that back. Two pellets that you found.
The H&N Hornet and the RWS Super H.
Yep. So believe it or not, and this is the biggest to me. We talked about this for weeks. The H&N Hornet, even though they're pricey, what are they rated at, Tyler? Like the energy or joules is like insanely low. I mean, it's crazy.
It is. I think I have them right here. It's below 16 joules.
Yeah. So to me, guys, that is one of the biggest scams in the airgun world right there. One of the most expensive pellets, and it sits there and only needs 16 joules compared to the rest of them that are rated at 25 joules mostly. And I mean, heck, our lowest end air guns that are shooting the lowest velocity, regulated here in the United States, are just blowing stuff up with those pellets. The impact and all that are just insane with those pellets. But you can't get any other pellet to do that, and that's the bad part.
Yep. They even expanded out of the Whisper, and that gun's definitely not shooting as hot as the Gamma Score Magnum in foot-pounds and speed. But you know what I found out? The cheaper end, if you really want to go to the cheaper instead of buying the Hornets from H&N, you can get the RWS Super H point, and they do the same. They expand.
And the funny thing is, the accuracy is the same too, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. They shoot the same out of both. I've done it with the Magnum and I've done it with the Whisper, and both of the pellets, one hole all day long, like consistent, and it's ridiculous. And I personally, my eyes, guys, I probably wouldn't waste my money on these H&N Hornets. I would probably buy the RWS Super H point, and Airguns of Arizona's got them for like under $5, I believe, still. And basically, it's the same pellet, and they say the H&N Hornet is an armor-piercing pellet, and yeah, it's gonna blow up bottles. It's gonna blow through a few things, but I don't see spending $25 for 200 of them.
So what RWS pellet was that again?
RWS Super H point.
Yeah. And basically, if you sit there and dissect each pellet side by side, the RWS Super H point is exactly the same body, same length, same shape as the H&N Hornet, just without the gold tip. Another question: how often do I need to clean my barrel if I stick
Yeah,
with the
and
same pellet? Oh, go ahead.
Basically, like I said, when I took the hornets out on a squirrel hunt, and the pellet, that little gold tip right there that comes with the pellet, did not blow out of that pellet. It stayed its shape, and so that little tip there in the front doesn't do anything. It stays its shape, and basically it just peels a little bit of the lead back. Like, it doesn't break off and it doesn't expand, you know?
Yep. And you shot squirrels with both pellets, the H&N Hornet and the RWS Super H point, and they pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah, and my side shot squirrel hunt, that was with the Hornet pellet. The one that's up on my channel, that was with the Hornets. And it dropped the squirrel instant, but the RWS Super H point dropped them instant. And never had a problem with them running off.
And that was with the lesser power gun too. That's the funny part. Like, you used your Swarm Whisper, and it was shooting just as good as your Magnum because of expansion and the requirements of the pellets to do their job.
Yep.
So here you go. Here's another question. I'll split this up between me and Tyler. How often do I need to clean my barrel if I stick with the same pellet and accuracy is good? Well, if the accuracy is good, I wouldn't clean it. First off, I only clean it when it starts to act weird. So we found that your accuracy comes from your sight. So if you're sitting there shooting, your bullseye out, and then all of a sudden the group turns into a shotgun spread, and you're still hitting on target the same, area, then you need to clean the barrel. But if you're shooting the same pellet and nothing changes, then don't worry about it. And then another thing to add on to that is when you're switching pellets, and nobody does this in their videos, nobody. You've never seen one person do this in their channel besides, I think, mine or Tyler's, is when you switch pellets to find out what that pellet can do in your gun, clean the barrel beforehand, because then you're shooting off that last pellet's leading in the barrel, and people think that, oh, that's not the case, but it is. Even if there's no powder being burnt because of a powder burner or whatever, that lead is still going fast and creating friction down your barrel. And when you sit there and run a brush through it, you're going to see a puff of lead dust come out. That's why they call it an LDC at the end of a barrel, lead dust collector.
Yeah, and I had it happen to me last night, guys, and I basically, my Gen 1 Whisper was slated in with the RWS, or not the H&N Terminators, not RWS, and which is a real hard pellet. And then I went to the Gamma Hunters, and they were shooting all over. Well, I didn't clean the barrel before I started shooting them, and like the accuracy was just all over the place, and come down to it. I actually went on a squirrel hunt the night before yesterday, I believe, and my gun was shooting 6 inches high, and that was with the Terminators. I said, okay, something's not right here. And I came home and I checked all the screws on the scope and everything. Everything was tightened down. Well, found out that what happened is the barrel did get dirty. But what I did is, before I went out on that squirrel hunt, I was shooting different pellets. So when I went out on that squirrel hunt, I was shooting a soft grain pellet. And then out on that squirrel hunt, I went back to the H&N Terminator. But I didn't clean the barrel before I ended up going out on the hunt. And that's what threw my accuracy off, basically.
Yep. You can go from a soft pellet to a hard pellet. Rule of thumb, soft pellet to a hard pellet. But once you go from a hard pellet to a soft pellet, it throws everything off.
Yeah, and that's what happened, and it was shooting 6 inches high, like 5 to 6 inches above the bullseye. And I'm like, this ain't right, you know. And I thought something was going on with my scope. It wasn't the scope. It was that factor that caused it right there. So
let's see. Are Crossman Piranhas the best or Crossman hollow points? I don't know what it is with the Crossman Piranhas, but I mean, not very many people can get them to shoot good at all. I mean, I've messed with modifying them and all that, but out of the 10, they just don't really shoot that good. Crossman hollow point for the money is the best pellet out there for the money, hands down. I mean, it is compared to everything else. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be as accurate or better than anything other out there, but for the money, hands down, you cannot beat the Crossman hollow point when you find them.
yeah, I agree with that. I have some Piranhas, and I never got them to shoot very good. I mean, I could pull a decent group out of them, but it definitely wasn't that dime sized group in my standards. The Crossman hollow points, I would definitely agree with James that the hollow points in my eyes are a little bit better than the Piranhas.
Yep. Let's see. Some people are saying that hollow points are good for daisy hollow points or expansion good. You had the daisies. Speaking of daisies, what'd you think of them? Because I've never shot them. I've heard people trying to get me to get them all the time, but I never had a chance to order them.
See, I had the daisy pointed. I didn't have the hollow point, but I had the pointed, and that was when I got them when I got them for the Maxim. I didn't have them for the Whisper, and I did have them for the Whisper. And actually, my standards, those pellets were they were kind of hard, and they are, but they didn't really shoot good out of my Whisper, and they didn't really shoot good out of my Magnum. And they were kind of iffy in the Max. And all of you, if you guys will check out my channel, I've been having some issues with the Gen 2 Maxim, and they probably out of the Gen 2 they wouldn't even shoot. They wouldn't even cycle in the magazine or in the mechanism. So I would probably definitely say I haven't tried the hollow points, but they were kind of iffy in my eyes. I mean, you would get pretty good groups with the pointed ones, and then you get that. What happened to me is I'd get 2 that would be a flyer, and I'd get the rest that were consistent, and then those 2 to 3 were a flyer. So, I mean, yeah, they're cheaper in pellet, but I wouldn't say really good things about them.
Yeah, I've never tried them yet, but I know a lot of people said that the hollow points are like the cream of the crop.
Yeah, I've never tried the hollow points. I've only had the pointed.
Let's see.
So me and you are based. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't messed with the destroyers too much. I used to shoot those a lot at Break Barrel 177, and I think I did a couple of videos with them years ago. But other than that, I haven't really messed with them. I think I have a couple left.
I've never shot 22 destroyers in my life. I know the Benjamin make them, but basically Benjamin is Crossman, so.
Oh, we skipped a couple. I keep forgetting. Yeah, Mike, I've never tried the Crossman gold tips. I think Tyler has.
Yeah, I tried them. Basically, and my standards is that they were basically the polymags, Predator polymags.
Or the metal mag.
Yeah, it was metal mag. I tried. Wait, is he talking about the gold tip?
Yeah, Crossman's. He's talking about those.
Yeah, okay. So I tried the Crossman whatever poly or metal mags. I don't think I ever tried them.
I thought you had the 10 of them, or was that the bigger Crossman Dome, the 19 grainers?
No, I had the Crossman gold tip.
That's it. That's what he's talking about.
Okay. I thought you said the other one. Yeah, I did have them. Basically, to me, I would say that they look like the polymags, Predator polymags, and Crossman to me copied them. And I never really had good luck with them. I mean, yeah, they would expand like a polymag would do, but I don't know. I mean, I had them, and for a little tiny tin, like I think I paid. Oh, I don't remember how much I paid, but they were like $20 or something, and for 100 and something of them, I'm like, no, never again. And I mean, they were iffy in my eyes. I mean, for 22, I'm not going to shoot them again.
So another question here is my DIY side shot? Hold on a second. Is my DIY side shot still holding together? Yeah, I mean, I took it all apart again, just messing around. But the thing that is about the real true side shot, and they didn't solve this issue, and I did for some odd reason. I don't understand why they didn't do it like this. But Tyler notices it too because he has a side shot now, is that they did not reflect the correct angle. When you look through a side shot in your scope, you see what you're shooting at, but the people or whatever you're filming through, like your camera or your phone or whatever, is everything is on the opposite side. It's mirrored. And what they didn't do is they didn't put a mirror in it to actually mirror the object to the correct angle. And when I did the improved design on my DIY build, I did that. I made the angle correct. And I kind of figured that they didn't do it that way. They just reflected it from one angle.
Yep.
That's the only bad part about the real true side shot.
I don't like it. Yeah, that's what I would say about it. I mean, it's a great little thing for your scope to film off of, you know, for your phone or GoPro, but I don't like that fact right there. That's one thing that I don't like about it.
Yep. I don't know why they just didn't use like a double-sided see-through mirror or something to reflect the correct image, but they just reflected one side.
Yep. Yeah, for $200, you would think that they would maybe step it up a little bit and actually do it. But then again, I mean, I really have nothing else bad about it. I mean, once you get it set to your phone and you get the right clamp for your scope, it just slides on and off very easy. And yeah, I had a little bit of issues for a little bit with it, trying to get it perfect in line with my phone. But other than that, it fits my phone, and bam.
Don't try a side shot on a brake barrel. Heads up.
Yeah, because it changes everything.
Changes the recoil, changes the harmonics, and it beats the hell out of it basically. It sits there and your mount sits there and comes back and knocks you in the face.
Yeah, and I had it on the Magnum, that one video. If you guys want to go check it out, I did do a side shot squirrel hunt, and I got one on video, and my Magnum basically kicks, and I could feel the recoil, and through my glasses, actually that piece hit my glasses, and but even with the little piece that clamps over it to keep it stable, it still was wobbling. And if you guys watch that video, you could see the recoil of the shot that took place. And I have another video with that side shot on the channel, and it definitely is a whole different game.
Let's see. Mike, have you ever tried a 15-8 9-grain on your QB rifle? Like my Chief, I mean, it loves them literally. I mean, I cannot say it cannot get any more accurate with the 15-8 9-grain out of my Chief. Tyler knows that. I started the storm with that gun when I first got it after I seen what they could do.
Oh yeah. I you know what, personally, my eyes, not to change it there, but I got that Diana Storm Rider, and he's got the Storm Rider. James has got the Storm Rider. He's got the Gen 2 or whatever, the regulated one. And he told me to try those 15-8 9s, and it's locked out that with those 15-8 9 out of the Storm Rider, it's like one hole at 50 yards. I mean, that gun just loves them, and it shoots all over with the magazine, and the single shot tray one holes.
Yep.
And he did it with his, and I did it with mine.
That's why I switched to the car magazines, because the standard factory magazines, they're just, I mean, to me, they're just like, okay, look, the magazines are designed, let's just throw it in there. They didn't even care what it actually did with the gun. They just, I mean, I guess I could see that with the gun being so inexpensive just to get it out on the shelf and people to buy it. But to me, there wasn't a lot of thought process going into that. Just sitting there saying, okay, here you go.
Yeah, that's the only downfall I hate of the Storm Rider. And I kind of wish, personally, back onto the topic of that QB Chief, and I kind of wish I bought the QB Chief because it's got a single shot, and I know that pellet's not getting smashed when I rotate it or when I pull back the bolt. It's not getting smashed because of the bolt probe hitting the next one and bending it.
Yep. And a lot of people said that wasn't the case on that video, but you've seen it personally, because I even went over it with you before I made that video live.
Yeah, and I tested it for him. Basically, what me and him been doing is he's been telling me things, and like I'm basically testing it. And I might not have the gear he has, but here and there, and these type of little tips, I'm basically testing it for him. And I've done it, and I've even seen it in my own eyes that that's the problem about that Storm Rider, is the magazine that causes the bolt probe to knock the next one and bend the skirt, and that's where your flyer comes from.
Or it just doesn't shoot good at all.
Yeah, or exactly, or it does that.
How come no one talks about 22 cal pointed pellets? Well, actually, it's funny you brought that up because I was showing a video to Tyler earlier on all about air guns. So if you guys don't know, real quick, again, giving a plug to everything, go subscribe to AGEX Air Guns Extreme. The link is below. And if you haven't subscribed to me, STKO or All About Air Guns, do that now. But bringing that up, I have a lot of informational videos on all about air guns. And I know a lot of people, it gets buried through the subscription feeds and people don't go back in many, many years unless the video is really popular. But I did a video with those pointed Crossman pellets in 22 cal, and I actually got them to shoot just as good as JSB pellets because I lubed them with 2-cycle oil. And I showed that video to Tyler earlier today, and a lot of people just don't. I mean, they're just like, if it's not, a certain pellet or a certain brand or a certain make, they don't care. But the truth is, if your barrel likes them, it likes them no matter who makes them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add on to that, but in my eyes, pointed pellets, because I feel like that question is probably going to come up next. And I'm going to add on to it just to cover it real quick, not to change it from you, but pointed pellets in my eyes, I feel like they expand a little bit more. Dome pellets basically leave like a key size hole in your game that you're shooting at or in your target. Well, a pointed pellet basically, when it impacts, that skirt blows out. And it does more damage inside than a dome pellet. A dome pellet just zips right in and zips out. And, for target shooting, that's fine. If you're going to shoot a dome,
Yeah, I mean, the pellet, they say pointed pellets are meant for hunting purposes, and the dome, are mainly for target shooting. But for some odd reason, like Tyler was saying, that the dome pellets go in like a BB and don't really do that much internal damage. So the tip on the pointed pellet, it doesn't make any sense, but I think it's the tip, how it's dished out at an angle. It does more internal damage at an angle instead of just a BB sliding right through penetration wise. Let's see. What caliber air guns you got, Tyler? They're asking. Oop.
and I chose this one. So I think that's it.
Hold on, I had you muted. Go over that again real quick. Sorry.
I have the Gamma Swarm Whisper, the Gamma Swarm Maximum, Gen 2, the Gamma Swarm Gen 1 Magnum, the Crosman F4 Fire 177, the Benjamin Titan 177, and the Hatton Edge Vortex, that's the 25. And I think that's pretty much it for the air gun that I have.
Yep.
Might be missing one that, I used to have the Crosman Nitro, or Nitro Vantage, and that was a 177, but I gave that away a long time ago. That one don't count.
Yeah, Mike, you definitely need to get a side shot, man. I mean, it's definitely fun shooting through the scope like that, but I know they're awful pricey for a lot of people to spend, drop down a couple $100 to get it. Hades, but only shoot them out of the P77, P700. Talking about bullseye mount, go ahead, Tyler. Tell them your predicament, why they should go with the bullseye mount. You hear stories about scopes and stuff, but you never really.
We're talking about the Spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Or,
tell them they should just go with the bullseye.
Well, all right. So on that topic, basically, in that video of the squirrel hunt, that was with the Magnum, with the first vocal plane Spectrum scope. Come to find out, after that hunt, after that day of the side shot squirrel, I got home and went back out with my buddy that afternoon at his property, took the Magnum, and basically put the side shot back on it and had a squirrel in my crosshairs. And with the first vocal plane, James already went over it, but you can adjust the parallax on it, and it's got the side focus on it. And when I went to go adjust the parallax on it, my whole entire reticle went sideways. And I think it's due to the recoil of the Magnum, and that scope is not rated for a Magnum power break barrel. So if you guys are ever looking into getting that scope, if you have a Magnum power air gun, just break barrel in general, don't put that scope on it. And I learned it the hard way there. And I thought, man, this scope is so awesome that, I was hitting targets out to 120 yards with that scope. And then after that day, it just went downhill, and the reticle broke inside, and so it's not rated for Magnum. And I kind of wish I got that bullseye mount, because if I had that mount, that scope would probably be that scope would be on that gun right now. And so if you guys are really looking into a first vocal plane from center point, get the bullseye mount before you put that scope on it.
Or any scope that's not rated for an air gun, put it that way.
Yep.
Get the bullseye mount, especially if you're going to use a scope that is not rated for air guns.
Yeah, and that Magnum is one of the most powerful break barrels I think they have out there right now, and so you got to be careful on what scopes you get, in my eyes.
Yeah, that PP 700, Mike, that's a pretty cool little pistol you got.
Yeah, I seen that one.
No, we weren't talking about the Chief 2. We were talking about just the regular Chief that came out, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, something like that. I haven't even messed with the Chief 2 yet, or the Beam Commander. But if they're anything like the original Chief, gosh, I can't believe they're not being promoted any more than like the Umarex Gauntlet. That's why I think the Gauntlet's still up there, because of how much promotion it had compared to any other airgun there is.
Yep.
But I think we're going to cut this live stream off here in about 5 minutes. We've been on for over an hour now, or almost an hour. Definitely got some good surprises coming up though on the channel, on both of our channels. New guns, new shooting techniques, all kinds of stuff. Some crazy stuff that a lot of people won't believe.
Yeah, like basically the new stuff we discovered today.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow their minds.
Oh yeah.
They're not gonna know what to do.
The Seneca Aspen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really messed with that. So I can't really say. Is that the one that pumps up, or are you just the one that has the external air cylinder? That'd be pretty cool, because then you don't have to have an external pump source to air it up. That's the problem that Tyler's running into. He's wanting to get all these PCPs, but he don't have a air compressor yet.
Yep.
Oh yeah, go ahead and tell him real quick before we get off here what your next PCP is.
My next one, I got two options in mind. Really, I'm leading to the Kroll MPL3 or the Umarex Gauntlet 177 or 22. But the Kroll basically is probably going to be the go. And if I do get it, then I'm going to buy the air compressor. And then might as well just go full out.
Hopefully you get hooked up with the CARM magazines too, because you've seen the biggest difference.
Yeah, and then that'll be next. If I buy it all, I'm buying it all. Like, I'm not just gonna be buying the gun and then a month later buying the compressor, a month later buying the magazine. If I buy it all, it's all gonna be the same day order and get it all at the same time. But I'm kind of pricing out the Kroll MPL3, getting some prices on it, and I don't think it's in stock right now, is it? You would know that.
I don't think it was last time I looked it up, but I know you should have jumped on that deal when they were on sale for $300. That was a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that a lot with air guns that can sit there and change power. That way you can see what the gun's doing on low power and high power. And if your gun set up the right way with the pellet that it likes, it shouldn't change, which I found that out. Tyler knows that too.
Yep.
Do you see what Tim said, Tyler?
Did I see what?
Tim said that you should go with the Air Venturi Avenger. You'll fall in love.
Yeah, or that was the other option. I mean, I got three that are in the option: the Crow and Peel tree, Umar Scotland, or the Avenger. Those are the top three right now that I would do like a coin toss, and I've been kind of getting specs on all of them, and stuff like that, trying to figure out, okay, is this one gonna be better than this one? Is this one this and that and that? But yeah, I've been looking at all three.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting the Avenger. That way I could really test my skills that I've acquired and see what pellets actually work through it. Yeah, I know the 22 cal one, it's really pushing some foot-pounds of energy. I've seen the 22 cal can 30 foot-pounds or so plus some, depending on how it's tuned. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I really haven't seen a video out there yet of anybody really pushing that gun to its limits in accuracy department without even messing with the tuning and all that. Like, what can it do out of the box?
Yep. I don't know if I should add on to that one.
Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they come on sale or something, because I feel like $299 is awful pricey for that gun.
I feel like I should give them the hint.
What? Telling them how you what we figured out today with those pellets?
There you go. Change it up now. Why don't you just tell them?
We'll have to wait.
So you guys, basically, I kind of know like ahead of time with him, like what he's getting, kind of, and what his video's about before it actually goes live for you guys. So it's like I already know the secret, and you guys will find out. We're not going to say it yet, but
actually 2 secrets. They don't know 2 things yet.
Well, the first thing is what we figured out today, and then the other one is the little pricey high-end gun.
But yep, we're gonna get off here about 5 more minutes. I know I said that at 10, but I know you guys keep asking questions and stuff. So, but again, make sure to go check out Airgun's Extreme channel if you haven't already. The link for his channel is below in the description of the video of the live chat. And subscribe. That way he can, get built up too and help support each other. And that's how it works. And
Yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely not disappointed in the crawl though. For what I gave for it being on sale for $2.99 and shooting with the car magazines, it's almost untouchable. But then again, any gun could shoot the same accuracy if it's shooting the same hole. Yeah, that's one thing I need to come up with is either shoot some slugs that I know that'll work or design my own. That's the problem. I don't want to spend the money on slugs that I know that won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, that was hilarious when they announced those brand new Crossman guns, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's a Hotson or that's a Crawl or whatever it was." I told Tyler about that. He didn't believe me at first, and you could see it. Their exact copy from Turkey.
Yeah, I was even surprised there.
That's pretty bad. American-made company had to contract out through Turkey. But then again, you know what they probably did? They probably did it like Ear Venturi. They probably had a account set up to where, or a contract set up to where, you know, they get a cut of them air rifles being sold here in the U.S. because that's how Air Venturi is. They import them and sit there and just get a cut from how much they actually cost.
Yep.
So Crossman's starting to become an international distributor now. Or I should say Velocity Outdoors. Excuse me. What a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent countless hours and days on the phone with Crossman Centerpoint about that first Vocal Plane Spectrum, trying to send back the repair. And they want me to pay all this money for it to get it back to them, and then, you know, pay the money so I can ship it out, and then that covers them shipping it back to me. So their lifetime warranty, or whatever they call it, on the gun or on the scope is stupid in my eyes. And then, you know, I said, forget it. It ain't even worth it. I mean, I'm probably am gonna send it back, but I'm thinking of just getting back the refund.
Well, plus on top of all that, they're out of that scope.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And just get back the money and put it towards the other scope that we talked about.
But anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching. As always, we've been at it for an hour and 15 minutes. I hope you like this setup where Tyler and I are just going back and forth. Yeah, I know. Believe me, that's what exactly I said. From as soon as Tyler told me that, I said Crossman is a joke now that Velocity bought them out. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching as always, and you know, hope you like this face-to-face with Tyler and I. And other than that, we appreciate it, and hopefully you got some good information from this live stream. We try to do this as much as possible with our schedules, but you know how that is. Life comes first. So appreciate it, guys. You got any last words, Tyler?
Yeah, just go check out my channel. Like he said earlier, I'm working on it, making some videos. And, you know, me and him got some cool videos coming up on both of our channels, and you know, so stay tuned for both of us. And me and him are basically kind of working for each other in my eyes. I mean, he figures something out and I test it to see, you know. So pretty much it. So stay tuned, guys.
Yep. All right. Well, we're ending the live stream. Thanks again. We'll catch you guys on the next one.